go to class, and then come back from class. I'm gonna film the log or whatever.
Lab 4 for group 6. This here, as you can see, is the code that we have done. This is the jumps to all of the functions and stuff. We haven't changed anything from the given code there. This is the reset function. The only thing we've changed here is the clock prescaler. We changed that to a value of 2. And then we have the jump here loop. That stays the same. These functions are all the same. Then we have the timer 1 comparison code that we've changed. So it starts out the exact same, except for the initial values of R17 and R18 are different here and here. It's 32, 32, E8, and 0B. Then we start off with a comparison with a counter, which is R28. So we check if R28, our counter, has reached its max value. And if it has, we will switch the mode, so our counter will start counting down back to 0. If not, we continue on. Then we have a second comparison where the counter checks if it has reached the minimum or not. And if it has, we switch to where the counter starts counting up again. And then if it doesn't, it continues on and it does a comparison of whether it is in the increment mode, which is when the counter is going up, or the decrement mode, which is when the counter is going down. If it's in the increment mode, it increments R28. If it's in the decrement mode, it decrements R28. Then we have another check, which checks whether it is in the add mode or subtraction mode. If it's in the add mode, it will, if it needs to switch the add or subtract mode, that's what the check is here. Because once it hits the bottom of the counter, the mode needs to change to where it's adding to those registers instead of subtracting. If it needs to switch, it will switch here to the add mode or subtract mode. If not, it'll jump to begin. Then once it's in the begin section, it will check what the current mode is, the add mode or the subtract mode, and then it will do the add mode, which right here we have add mode, where it adds the counter to register 17 and subtracts the counter from register 18, or the subtract mode here where it subtracts register 28 from register 17 and adds the counter or register 28 to register 18. And what that does is it increases the time the LCD is spent on and decreases the time the LCD is spent off at the same time. So the frequency is the same, but the brightness increases. But in the reverse mode, the subtract mode, it will increase the time the LCD is spent off and decrease the time the LCD is spent on. And right here is where the old low value and high value are added to the R18 and R17. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you.